Welcome to day 17, guys. As you can see, it is after 7 o'clock and I am trying to get ready for work. So I'm running late. But I wanted to show you what I was going to eat before I left. What my husband brought me upstairs to eat. He made this for the boys for supper tonight and it's really good. It's very, I need some black pepper, but the boys are allergic so they can't have that. But basically there's rice, he sauteed some cabbage, there's some chives, there's bean sprouts, and geez, I don't know, maybe some celery or something? I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, it's really, that's all it is. It's just vegetables that are sauteed, no oil, and some veggies on top. And it's really good. So I thought I would share that with you. That is what I'm eating quick while I get ready to go to work. And I need to get ready to go to work because I'm running late. Talk to you guys later. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but as a vegan or whole food plant-based person, you have to have B12. It's the only supplement that you absolutely have to take. And to be honest with you, probably the majority of meat eaters are B12 deficient as well. So anyway, I only need to take this like once every few days, like maybe 2 to 3 times a week in order to have enough B12. But I know my husband doesn't take it regularly, so I play this little game with him and I move it around over on, this is his side of the bathroom on his sink, and it was sitting on his counter just a minute ago. And so I play this little game with him and I move it around so that it, when he comes in the bathroom, it's like, oh, it's moved. Oh, I should take that. Anyway, I just thought that was funny, but I also wanted to share with you guys that if you are plant-based, make sure that you're taking a B12. You can take it every day, it's not going to hurt you at all, but I take it just a few times a week when I remember. So this morning on my way home, I was going to stop and get some vanilla soy milk for the girls and my husband and some spinach, because I'm either out of spinach again at the house or still. I'm not really sure. But it's very unusual. We typically have at least 1 bucket of spinach in the garage refrigerator, if not more than that. So anyways, but it was raining this morning and I didn't really want to go to the store in the rain, so I asked my husband when I called and tell him I was leaving work if he asked him, are you going to go out and do anything today? And he said he was going to take the boys to the library. So I said, okay, well, while you're out, seeing as it's on your way home, can you stop by Kroger and get some spinach and soy milk? And he's like, oh yeah, no problem. So okay, cool. So I didn't go. So while I was getting ready, my husband asked if there was anything he could do to help me get ready for work. And I said, you know, I made that drink, that smoothie last night, and it was really not very good. In fact, I didn't end up drinking it. I ended up dumping it. And maybe you could make me a for real drink. That would be super awesome. So he was like, oh yeah, no problem. So he went to make me a drink, and he came back a little bit later, and he said, I'm so sorry. I was like, about what? And he said, I forgot to go to the grocery store. We don't have any spinach. And I was like, oh my gosh. So not only do we not have any spinach for a drink, so I didn't get one of those, which is okay, but my salad is a little bit funny looking today as well. So I have like 1/3 of a bag of the coleslaw mix left, which is all cabbage and carrots, this particular bag. So we put that in the food processor and buzzed it a little bit to make it into smaller pieces, because otherwise they're pretty big chunks, which is fine when you've got it mixed in with everything else, but I don't want that big huge of chunks to be the primary part of my salad. So did that, and then put the rice in and put, he had chopped up a cucumber for me, not a whole cucumber, like 1/3 of a cucumber, and some onions, and put that in there, and the raisins in there. No pickles this time. And so I put it in my container and I shook it up really well to mix it all together, and it's very orange. So my salad is not at all green. It's very, very orange. So my rice looks orange and my cabbage looks orange because there was that many carrots in there. So, but it's healthy still, you know. Cabbage is one of the powerhouse foods. I think purple cabbage is a little bit better for you than regular cabbage, but whatever. A little bit of extra anthocyanins. I don't think that makes too big of a difference. So anyway, so I do have a salad, and I've got my, I'm not sure if it's the last of it or not, but I have cabbage soup for supper tonight, and I really need to figure out what I'm going to do with those zucchini. Like I've told you before, it really bothers me to let vegetables go bad in the refrigerator, and the ones that I bought are just these big, huge, beautiful things. So I might make the creamy squash soup again, except make it with zucchini rather than yellow squash. I've done that in the past, and the only difference between how I've made it in the past and how I would make it tomorrow would be that I leave the cashews blended out completely because they're too high in fat. But anyway, so just on my way to work. I'm running a little bit late today. I should get clocked in on time. We're able to clock in up to 6 minutes late and still be considered on time, and I'm very anti that. I don't clock in late if I can help it. I try to be to work on time. In fact, my preference for me in my world would be to be clocked in and ready to work at the time that I'm supposed to be there. If I'm supposed to work at 8, then I want to be ready to work at 8. That's just me. But that's not going to be the case today. I will be lucky to be clocked in by 8:05. I've got about 4 minutes till 8, and yeah, I'm still driving. So anyways, yeah, I will talk to you guys again later this evening. Bye. Alright guys, so I just pulled in at work, but I wanted to show you. Look at the orangeness we've got going on here. And there's a little container in there, the salad dressing that I had made for this weekend that had the strawberries and spinach on it. I brought a little bit of that salad dressing. I don't usually use salad dressing, but isn't that orange? It's pretty, but it's orange. Anyway, gotta run. Okay guys, I figured out what I'm going to do with the zucchini when I get home. I'm super excited. So I am going to follow this recipe from All Recipes, and all I'm going to do is cook up some rice, and then in a pot I am going to cook some zucchini and some garlic and green onions, and then when that's starting to get tender, I'm going to toss in the rest of the spices that are on the right hand column and add the cooked rice, and then I'm going to bake it for a while, which I don't actually think the baking it part is necessary because I'm not going to be putting cheese in it, obviously. Maybe actually I'll make this in 2 batches. You know what? I think I will. So I'll make 2 batches of this, one for me, and then in the other set I will put some of the Daya vegan cheese. My girls really like that melted into stuff, so I am going to do that. Well, I'm so glad I talked to you about this. Brilliant idea. Yay! But it looks pretty easy. It looks like it would be very tasty with the basil and the paprika. I don't have sweet paprika. I only have smoked paprika. I hope that's okay. Yay! I don't know. Hopefully so. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do, and I will let you know how it turns out. I think 4.5 stars is pretty good for the number of people that have probably looked at this. So there you go. Okay guys, just got home from the grocery store, picked up a few groceries, and we're going to go ahead and make this zucchini herb casserole, but it's even easier than I thought it would be because my husband has cooked white rice in the refrigerator, and I'm going to steal it to use it for this recipe. So I'm going to cut up the 1.5 pounds of zucchini, which is right there, but I actually have 3 pounds, so we're going to double this recipe. And instead of using the green onions, I'm going to use red onions, which is right over there. This little guy we grew in our garden. My 8-year-old planted that and watered it and grew an onion. And then I've got some garlic right there. We're out of the big jugs. We got a little one for now. Got some garlic, which I did not get out. Garlic powder as well. So basil, sweet paprika, dried oregano, excuse me. They're right there. 1.5 cups of seeded chopped tomatoes. I'm going to use a can, maybe 2. Probably not, but I'm not 100% sure yet. And again, we're going to leave the cheese out, except I'm going to put some Daya cheese in the one that's for the kids. So I'm going to chop stuff up, and then I will show you it cooking on the stove and putting it together. Okay, so there's a beautiful zucchini all chopped up and the red onion. And obviously I had to put some enoki mushrooms in there because they're like the bomb. They're delicious. So we're going to put this all in the pan and warm it up. You guys know what a cooked vegetable looks like. I will show it to you before I get it in the oven. Okay, so this is what it looks like when they're cooked. They're not completely like crunchy, or they're not completely soggy. They've got a little bit of crunch to them, but I would rather have them be a little bit more solid than to be soggy. I don't really care for soggy vegetables. I did end up putting like 1/3 of a bag of frozen green beans in here, and then also the liquid that you see down here, I put about 8 ounces of water with a little bit of the better than bouillon that was left in the container in there for some flavor. So I'm going to put in our can of diced tomatoes. I prefer to buy the ones that are no salt added so that I can adjust those flavors as I choose. We're supposed to put garlic salt in there. We don't own any of the... Oh, that's onion powder. I better get the garlic. There's the garlic. We don't own any of the garlic salts or onion salts or anything like that. We just have the powders, but we like garlic in this house, so there's some garlic. And each of the basil, oregano, and paprika each say to have an even amount, essentially. So I don't measure anything. You guys know this. So There, that's some oregano. We'll do the same thing with the basil. That's about the same amount. And I'm not putting anywhere near as much paprika in there, to be honest with you, because it's smoked like I told you before. And I don't know what that's going to do to the flavor because it's not sweet paprika. So we're going to mix this up. Sure looks good. And I am going to dump the rice that we had left over in here, mix it all together really, really well, and then put my portion in a little glass dish and put the ones for the rest of the family, put the cheese in there, mix it all up, and put it in the other glass dish. So I'll show you the final product in just a minute. Look at how pretty this is. It's all like Christmas colored or something. It's great. So we've got the, okay, now I have 3 children over here looking at this dish because I said it was pretty. You guys are silly, go play. So anyway, there's the rice and the beans and the tomatoes and the zucchini and all of that good stuff in there. And then if you go and look at this one, it's also very pretty, but it's got Daiya cheese all over it, so it's got yummy, greasy, oily stuff that's going to make it taste delicious after it's baked. So I'll show it to you when it comes out of the oven. It'll be just a few minutes, guys.
Fun working out.
And here is the final product. So it actually smells remarkably like pizza. I'm assuming that's because of the melty cheese and the basil. Maybe with the tomatoes. I'm not actually 100% sure. But looks really good. Smells really, really good. So this is the one that made for the kids, and over here I have made 2 bowls for myself. So there we go. And I am done cooking for the morning. I'm going to saddle up and get to bed here pretty quick. Hope you guys have a great day.